Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Today Tonight.
Today tonight. On Today Tonight, we're going to be talking about dissociative disorder.
Oh no, don't talk about that.
Wasn't that what
we were
it's
looking
called?
up some stuff on the Patreon about some different mental maladies that people that we very much sympathize with.
Well, there's Australian bootleg.
We were watching an Australian 16-year-old who was pretending to have a mental disability, but she was like,
it was Lyme's disease.
I think it was Lyme's disease.
It was Lyme's
essentially.
disease.
Yeah.
Fake.
Which some people got really mad about that episode we did where I kind of called Lyme's disease fake.
What,
and it's like, I don't fucking know. I'm just making content here, folks, and it kind of seems fake. Sorry. It's a
fake 1800s disease that nobody.
No,
it was like
it's for. I had made a joke on there that Lyme's disease is for people that you can't acquire Lyme's disease. You can't get Lyme's disease unless you have like $15 million. Like that was because it's always some tick in someone's multi-acre estate comes and bites them as some sort of like people's rebellion from the ticks, and they always somehow go after people that are like insanely wealthy, and you're just kind of like, interesting. You just don't really hear about like lower income people getting. The tick doesn't care about them. Yeah. Anyways, we're not gonna get back into that debate. It's a joke. All right. And I'm probably right. But what was I going to say? Yeah, we were talking about our fears, and then John made it a little too real, and so we had to walk that back.
Yeah, we had to walk that back.
I said, like, what's your fear? And he like really told me one of his fears. I was like, no. I just meant like, like
an actual bad thing that would happen.
Yeah, like not anything too. Like for me, I was thinking about one of my fears. I had a nightmare last night, actually, that I have a lot of them. I have a lot of nightmares. I do.
Go off there. Tell us about your nightmares.
So on the Adelaide Nightly News, I can't really do Australian. Sometimes I can do Australian, and then I can't. I can't stay in it.
I listen to Australian Sigma Male on Instagram every once in a while. He just cracks me up, and he talks like this. It's just
Sigma Male.
Sigma Male.
Sigma.
I'm a Sigma.
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 Isn't that an insurance company? No, that's Cigna. That's Cigna Insurance. We don't support insurance companies here on this program.
What are you saying? You have nightmares?
Nightmares. So I had a nightmare that there was somebody threatening me, and the big threat was that I had to post something really sincere online.
Damn, that's sad. That's just sad.
Like that I had to like publicly like say
and be vulnerable.
Yeah, like on the internet.
Crazy.
And it was like one of those it was one of those nightmares like when I wake up pregnant or something, like in the dream. It was like worse than that.
Jesus Christ.
It was like almost worse than that, where I was like they're like, all right, now you have to write a post basically asking, and throughout the dream it kind of like escalated. So at first it was like, write a tribute to somebody you love. Wow. And then it started with that, and then I don't remember fully the dream, but I know at the end it ended up it being like, now complain about different things in your life, and like now you have to say that your boyfriend's cheating on you, and you have to say something.
Oh, it's like you got a gun to your head.
You have to say some shit that's not true, because it starts out with the sympathy. It starts out with
That sounds like a great Black Mirror episode where it's like write something sincere about sincere about your mother, and then it's like no now say your partner's cheating on you.
Right.
Everybody thinks you're crazy.
Right. Say that accuse your partner of incest or rape, or
Jesus fuck.
Say
yeah,
something
okay.
crazy. I mean, this is all hypothetical, of course, but it just escalated. Like the level of vulnerability ended up being like, okay, now you have to come up with a big lie, or you have to, to me, like, can you think of anything more terrifying? But honestly, like, people do this shit online every single day. They do it every single day. And I'm going to be honest, in my lowest moments, I occasionally peruse Facebook. And I really only have Facebook for the marketplace, but occasionally, and for like the fact that like, if I ever need to contact someone from 1,000 years ago, which I've never once needed to do, I have the contact book there. I don't want to like lose contact with all those people, even though I don't talk to them. But every once in a while I'll peruse, while I'm on the marketplace looking for like, a fucking coffee table or something, I'll look and see like what the old homies are posting, and it's
wild. If you're still posting Facebook statuses, you're insane.
Crazy, bro. It's like it's such a dividing line, right? So like sometimes I'll see like people that I went to high school with, like from a suburban area or something, and it'll be like, we're getting married, or we're having a baby, or we're having or mostly this is what it is. It's less having a baby, less getting married. It's more like, would like to make an announcement that I got promoted at my job. And it's always like, you just realize, I'm like, yeah, there's so many like white collar people that you went to school with that just like need to make public declarations of like their moves and their boring corporate job. Like, like anyone gives a shit that you got promoted to like, a slightly higher paid PAWG and assist, did I say PAWG?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Freudian slip. COG in their system.
PAWG? What is even a PAWG?
Fat ass white girl.
Oh, fat ass white girl.
Some of them are PAWGs.
All the women you went to school in Texas with.
Some of them are PAWGs, actually. Perhaps that's why I said it. But yeah, it's always like, it's people that just like live and breathe LinkedIn all day long and fucking, they love exchange. They love having people in their network. Okay, they love it. I get 5,000 plus people on their network. It's like, you fucking people are crazy. I hate LinkedIn, dude. I hate it so much. They wouldn't let me delete my LinkedIn once. I fucking like threw a fit. I like called them. I was like, you better delete my account.
Oh, really?
I don't want this shit. No, because people started like adding me. I'm like, I don't want to fucking like, this isn't what this is for. I don't even know why I signed up for this. It was like I had to for something.
Yeah.
And so whatevs. But it was, I'll look on Facebook sometimes and you just see like all sorts of mental illness pervading that space. Let me tell you, it's fucking crazy. The people on there, like, they'll say shit like it's people that use like just the most basic form of the English language. They have nothing interesting to add. It's just people posting photos of their children. It's just people posting like, oh, new milestone today. It's like, great, like congrats. Like, what do you want me to say? Who gives? I'm sorry. Like, it's just like, it's not entertaining. Maybe like I'm insane that I need to be entertained more, but it's like, you guys aren't bringing anything to the table creatively here. All right. Maybe that's not what this is for. Clearly it's not what it's for.
Yeah.
All right. But there are people creating content on Facebook. Obviously not very interesting ones seemingly, but it's like, and also like everything that goes viral on TikTok or Twitter or fucking Instagram, whatever, it gets to Facebook 8 years later. It's always like there. So it's just like,
I remember when Facebook was the vanguard of memes. Facebook used to be where memes were made.
Oh, that's very sad. Seriously?
And Facebook groups. You would have a Facebook group. I remember Simpsons shit posting. I remember all these like shit posting groups. And that's where memes were made. All memes were made originated from 4chan, and then they spread to Facebook, where then they would be like incubated, and like they would have more memes made of that meme. And now it's all like these like Instagram pages.
Yeah. And I go on there sometimes, and so it's either like the upwardly mobile suburban, friend from my past and making some, quasi narcissistic announcement that no one needs to know about, or it's a degenerate that I worked with at a restaurant or at a sports bar whose life has just quickly devolved into a divorce battle with someone that they married after knowing him for 3 weeks, and now they're losing custody of their kid. And meanwhile, they're always 2 weeks sober. There's always a problem in their lives. You could tell they have like this. There's always something wrong with one of their eyes. Like one of their eyes is just, there's a twitch or there's something where I'm just like, you're tweaking right now as you write this. And they're always
it's like the people who make the hillbilly TikToks.
Yeah, and they can't spell, but that doesn't stop them from writing like paragraphs and paragraphs. They fancy themselves like literary people because they have very long novels that they write, none of which is legible or understandable to anybody. And my lowest moments, I'll look there because it's almost like an ego boost for a second. You're just like, but it's not really an ego boost. It's like a freak show. Like you're like looking into a freak show. I'm like, this must have been what it's like in the 1800s and like Barnum and Bailey's, or like some fucking like, you do some fucked up shit and you look at the freaks. Look at the freaks. It's like they're like, these people are like the Elephant Man to me. I mean, I'm not even trying to be pretentious here. Some of them are nice people, but most of them should have their kids taken away from them. The ones I'm talking about, the degenerates, that is. Or you'll have people being like, can anybody send me an Uber? You'll have like that drug addict. You'll see some drug addict that you knew, like that you met one time, and you learn how you got to go delete those people on there. I still get hella friend requests on Facebook.
Dude, I remember.
I can't even believe it.
I remember one time I was in I'm having a crazy ADD flashback. This fucking dude I knew in high school. You ever have those people that you meet once in high school and you're nice to them once and they think they're like your best friend?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a guy who like I hung out with him once in high school. I think we had like a group project we had to do. And then like 3 weeks later he calls me up and he's like, "Hey dude, I need you to pick me up. I'm really high on acid. And I remember
It's
just
like,
going, no.
Yeah, like, who are you? I hate those people.
I was like, fuck off, weirdo.
I hate those people that are like so comfortable with you, bro.
Get out of here.
It's fucking weird
Pooper.
as shit. It's like, it's super strange. People really feel entitled on there to just be crazy publicly. And like, to me, my worst nightmare would be to create one of those posts, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's, I can't even imagine the humiliation that you must endure to, and I mean, I post some shit that probably makes me look fucking crazy, but like, it ain't like that. Like, it's never personal. Like, it's never about my life. Like, can you imagine? Oh my God. Like, the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
And they'll say stuff like, it's people that use like those, I saw somebody posting today. I couldn't believe it. They used, I hate this word, amaze balls. Have you heard of that?
God,
it repulses me on a level that it makes me physically ill when I hear that word.
Doggo bothers me.
But amaze balls. There's just something so
cool beans.
Even making fun of it right now in this capacity, like I'm revolted. I'm shuddering at the sound
juvenile.
of the word. It's beyond juvenile. It's
creepy. It's like this. It's like you have a dissociative personality disorder, and you have a
stop bringing that personality disorder up.
That's the multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, I know we
right?
can't talk about that here anymore.
Why?
Because he can listen to the public and he's fucking crazy. Don't
I'm
bring
sorry.
it up.
Sorry, all your fucking internet friends get in our way.
Yeah, it's fine. We're editing this out. So yeah, it's one of those words it's extremely frustrating to hear that word. And when you hear somebody that you would think is of sound mind is using that on Facebook, it really makes you question the mental, wellness of it, or lack thereof, of everybody. You just kind of wonder like what's wrong with you? Like, you make a decent salary, like you make enough money to know that there's something so weird about using the word amazeballs, and then you realize like truly how basic everybody is. Like, and I'm sorry, it's not a big deal what kind of language you use, but it kind of is.
Well,
Don't
things
use
move
that
slower
word.
in small towns.
It's not a small town. I mean, it's a huge metropolitan area. There's no excuse for that.
There's
no excuse for using that word. There's no excuse. You know what else really bothers me on a more minor level, but not that far off? When people use the word human. She's my favorite human.
Oh yeah,
This is my favorite human. I'm like, yeah, as opposed to what, bitch? Your favorite extraterrestrial? Yeah, it's a human. Yes.
Yeah. Just say person.
You're supposed to say person. And by the way, even that's lazy. My favorite person. It's like, that doesn't even mean anything. It means nothing. What do you mean your favorite person? That doesn't even make any sense.
Why'd you say she's my favorite?
It's just obviously you're trying to pay somebody a compliment. And I don't even like that. Favorite what? Like, if you're trying to pay somebody a compliment, if you admire somebody, or if you're, then pay them a compliment that's personalized, or like be a little less lazy with your syntax here than fucking she's my favorite person or my favorite human. Ugh, like I hate it so much. And I know exactly what kind of person is that uses that term in that way. They're all the same person. It's always kind of this upwardly mobile white person usually, and I hate to say it's mostly women. Men be doing it too, but it's somewhat like a female malady, and it's super pervasive on Facebook because those people just feel comfortable saying anything on there. It's like, you can't even believe some of the shit that comes out of their mouth. That's probably for the best. It's a fucking rabbit hole of
I used to be a big
mediocrity.
Facebook group guy. I used to be known.
Yeesh.
I was in some pretty exclusive Facebook groups. Okay?
I know you fucking wouldn't shut up about them. Anytime I'd ask you something, you'd be like, "This is a secret person."
Oh man, there was a Facebook group I was a member of where like everyone in it was like a popular person, and I got invited to it, and I think it was called Nothing Star. It was like
Nothing Burger.
No, Nothing.
I hate that one too. It's like amazeballs. Nothing Burger.
What's Nothing Burger?
It's something news media companies are using now too. Like news anchors will say Nothing Burger.
I don't know what the fuck what does it mean?
Basically, it's something that people think is something and then it's nothing. Like a UFO sighting, it ends up being a nothing burger. It's like, what are these portmanteau words that have like become, when people will say like amazeballs or human or something, like, oh, you know what else because I've been looking at Facebook recently. You know what else they do on there? They fucking they be like making tributes to their husbands or spouses or whatever. And it's like, if you're writing a tribute for your significant other online, like if a man is writing that about his lady online, your man is gay.
I think you're just incredibly jaded.
Kind of no. Like,
there's
you're kind of gay. I would be weirded out if that someone did that about me.
Yeah, you're not everybody. You gotta acknowledge that you're not
more people should be this way.
Why do
you need to declare your love for your partner on public forums that nobody cares?
I agree with the
Nobody gives a shit that you love your wife. No one cares that you love your husband. No one cares. Like, I went on Facebook, this girl that I went to high school with, she's like, I just have to brag about my husband for a minute, okay? I was in labor for like 4 days straight. I was in labor for 4 days straight, and he was by my side the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, as opposed to what, bitch? You think he's gonna go do a line of coke off a stripper's asshole?
There's a lot of guys
by
who
your
do
side.
that.
Of course he's by your side. What, are you impressed by that? Of course, obviously.
Yeah, you're having his baby.
Obviously, your fucking child is inside of him, or whatever. Sure, it is these days.
I mean, that's one thing, but like I understand like somebody like an anniversary.
It's fuck that.
An anniversary.
I don't even celebrate anniversaries. Anniversaries are another reason to spend money on something meaningless. It's ridiculous.
You're the vast minority.
Imagine having to like think of and then where does it stop with the anniversaries, John? Huh? Let's just get it all out of our system here, because this shit drives me crazy. I don't care that you love your husband. I don't care that your husband got you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect my life. Do you have something interesting to add here? Do you have any input on real issues here, or things that maybe don't matter but are interesting? Drives me fucking crazy, dude. It's disgusting. It's a lack of creativity collectively as a society, and it should be eradicated. Okay. I mean, this kind of behavior, it is to me, it's public displays of mental illness more than anything.
I understand where you come from.
If you love your husband, show your husband that you love him in a meaningful, tangible way in real life, seeing as how you spend time with them physically. The internet is not for your relationships to be put on blast. It's for you to fucking look at things and maybe add something to the fucking ether if it's interesting, or if anybody. It does nobody anything for you to sit there and say, my wife of 20 years. It's like, and sometimes I'll like them. It's not a big deal. Like
the truth comes out.
No, but you have to. You have to like these posts. Yes, you do.
I don't like. You see me. I follow everybody. I don't like shit. If I like something,
that's weird.
It's
you should
rare
like your friend's post. But you follow 8,000 people on Instagram and you don't like and you don't like
a fucking thing.
Well, that's really. I don't actually like that. That doesn't kick ass.
That's amazing.
Oh, so you're doing it to be cool.
I'm the over.
You're doing it to be interesting.
I think it's stupid to press a button to like something.
But you look at it all day long. So why not support people that are creating interesting stuff?
Why would I like it?
Because if somebody's making content that you like and you're sharing their videos or something,
I'll share stuff. I won't like it.
Well, that's weird as fuck.
Liking's retarded.
I hate that. It's not retarded. It helps.
What does it do?
It helps people. This is what you don't understand social media. You don't understand the importance of it.
I don't understand pressing the heart. Like it's just like
because it helps people that have created something that you like.
I'm not like some fucking like Logan Paul.
So you don't want to help people. You're not a content creator.
I just want to see. I want to see it all.
Actually, technically, you are, but you don't.
I want to be like a mega mind in the sky.
No, you just want to be the cool guy that doesn't like something, and that guy that everyone hates when it's like, oh, you're gonna watch my shit, but you're not gonna support me or help me. That's cool.
I'll like stuff you post.
I hate those people.
You make a solid post, I'm liking it. If my close friends make a solid post,
so you do like stuff.
Yeah, very rarely. Very rarely.
If I like something, I always try to help people. The people that comment on here, I fucking love you. Like, and by the way, their comments are interesting. Like, people be writing some interesting shit on here, and John's always like, don't respond to the comments. I'm like, but I like what they're saying. Like, I think it's interesting, and I have an interest in talking to people. And sometimes the reason I don't check my like Instagram messages fast enough is because like when I want to talk to somebody,
I respond to Instagram messages.
Yeah, you do that. And I want to, but it's like I'll find I get in like these long conversations with people and I don't want to get out of them. And then it's like, then I just don't even have time to look at all the rest of them and whatever. And it's not like I have that many. Okay. So it's not that crazy for me, but the fucking Facebook, like declarative statements of like how much you love your husband or your wife or your whatever. And by the way, it's mostly women doing this. Can we just be honest? If your guy's doing this, it's like, if I was dating a guy and he made some post about me on like my fucking like, if it's a birthday, maybe, okay, but the anniversary thing, it's like, when's the anniversary? When you got married or when you met? Or is it a month into the relationship when you decided to be exclusive? What's the date there? And what do you have to do? You have to get a gift, and then it's another reason. Oh, and then Valentine's Day. Got to get a gift. Got to do a gift on Valentine's Day, on the birthday, on Christmas, on the fucking day. When does it end? It doesn't end. And it's like another stressor that people don't need. And it's like, if you're secure enough in your relationship that you fucking like your spouse, then enough with the pageantry and enough with the fucking bullshit, like the pomp and circumstance of the relationship. Why don't you just focus on the relationship? It's the same reason I don't really care about marriage. Marriage is kind of lame. It's the same thing. It's all performative. It's all fucking, it's for everyone else around you's approval and not for the security of the people in the relationship. And a lot of people have children for this reason. They don't even really necessarily even care about being parents, but they just know it's what you do.
Well, those people with like trans kids and shit, that's the one where it gets crazy.
Well, I don't even know why we're
the modern
invoking
Munchausen by proxy.
Have you made posts about like how you love people? It's lame. You don't do that shit, do you? I don't think you do that. Have you done that shit?
I don't mind it. I made a post. I made a post about like how happy I was that Devin brought me back to Los Angeles.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's great.
And I thanked everyone who helped me when I was like practically homeless.
That's great. Great. I'm saying, like, are you like, happy anniversary to my sweetheart? Love you so much, boo. Love you, sugar cakes. Love you. I mean, and sometimes it's not that gay. And you know what? I will say this as a corollary. Like, if you're writing something, like the other day I saw a friend of mine post something about a friend of hers that was really, really well written, really well thought out. It wasn't just saying like, I love you and you're like, whatever. It's like kind of, it was, first of all, funny. It was a little bit of a witty post.
Yeah.
And it was a genuine, sweet tribute, saying traits that they admired about the person and what's interesting about them and what they appreciate about them, and something that's palatable for other people to read, because you have to understand when you're posting something, it's like, it's not just for the person that you're posting it to, it's for everybody else more than it is them.
Yeah.
Because if you really care about that person, you'll show that to them in person in some way, if they're really that close to you after all. You shouldn't have to invoke social media to, to make it known how much you really care about a person. If that's the basis, if that's your metric for measuring how much somebody loves you in your life, then the relationship is kind of fraught already with a lot of problems, I think. I don't like a lot of like public displays of
affection,
because it's not interesting to anybody. It makes people uncomfortable at times, and it's not.
How do you feel about holding hands in public?
Fine, I don't care about that. Hold hands, I don't give a shit.
What? So you just like,
that's fine.
Where like two people making out in public?
As long as it's not like, a time and a place, but sure, I don't give a shit about that. It's more like, again, that's an in-person thing. That's kind of fine. I don't really care about that,
I think making out in public's like way more offensive than fucking like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, depending
on
where you are. If you're like in a more secluded area, if you're at a park, you can make out with somebody. Who cares? Nobody gives a shit. If you're in a movie theater, make out with, who cares?
I don't like a movie theater. That's gross, dude. I want to watch Oppenheimer.
You've never made out with somebody in a movie theater? Are you kidding me? If it's mostly empty, I mean, obviously, if there's not people really close to you that can see you, maybe then.
I don't think I have.
Well, that's really sad.
I don't think I have. I just don't go. I don't go to movies that often with like chicks.
What? Why? It's like the best
in the
thing
past.
to do.
I mean, it's fucking. I don't know. It's just never.
I've made some memories in a movie theater.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just saying, like, it's a good place. Dark, because sometimes the theater's empty. Whatever. I mean, again, it's not in public. It's not where people can see. I'm not. It's not for public consumption. It's in a dignified fashion. It's not. I mean, like, let's scroll through Facebook as a mental exercise. Let's just see.
Let's go to our Facebook.
Let's just see what we have over here. And I'm telling you, social media, it makes you realize how doomed. Why do we still have this creepy ass girl on our
screen? That's all you. Let's see. All right, so
bro, it's mind blowing.
Facebook doesn't have my login. Hold on.
Well, I told you about the one girl that I follow. I really do look at her stuff.
Yeah, that's because you're a little. I think that's way more offensive than anything.
What she posts? She's
no,
crazy.
You. Just follow.
I find her entertaining. I will say, sometimes the really, really degenerate ones, like the real true drug addicts, like the ones that with the eye twitching and stuff on Facebook that make crazy posts, sometimes with them, you're like, oh, this is some of the best entertainment I've ever. And so you actually appreciate them because they are bringing somebody to the table, and it is their mental illness, but they're putting it out there for you to exploit. And so it's like, okay, well, at least it's interesting that you could have like this much depths of despair within your home life, and that you just like think it's normal to air that out. And I mean, I think you should have your kid taken away if you're making posts about, my husband. It's like, how could you have a child, and you're raising a child and you're talking about some relationship that fell apart yet again in your life publicly to everyone that you know on Facebook. It's unfathomable to me to do that with a child that you're raising. Like, even without a child, but like, let's say you're nurturing a life on this planet, and that's the way you behave. Horrific. CPS.
CPS. First thing that popped up is Joshua Milton Blay. He tagged me in a picture of a hat. Joshua Milton Blay, formerly known as General Butt Naked, he's a Liberian war criminal. A Liberian war criminal on his personal page tagged me in a hat that says,
about people I went to high school with. John's like, Liberian war criminals are his
Journey
Facebook
Against
friends.
Violence, Proud Liberians Against Drug Abuse. I'm gonna get this plat. I'm gonna get that hat. That kicks ass. Look at that hat.
Yeah, it's cool.
Shout out to Joshua.
It's very Euro trash.
Shout out to Joshua. Let's see. What do we got? The last thing people actually tagged me in.
Man, people are actually kind of posting a lot of pictures on here.
Great.
People love posting their fat kids.
Good group I was a part of called Fucker Died.
Bro, there's no more personal posts. Suddenly they're all gone. Is it like Look how good that looks. That looks so good. That food. What is that? That cake?
That's a little strawberry sandwich. Looks like a little
awesome.
strawberry. It's National Ice Cream Day. Inner Decay. Let's see.
See, I just like something. I'm a nice person. I'm supportive.
Libyan Trophy Hunters.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the girl whose page I look at frequently.
Damn,
she is entertaining, and she has a TikTok.
Who the fuck is tagging me? Oh, okay. Uber and Lyft drivers of Los Angeles.
I will never understand how you could be so miserable with your own self that you would make up a horrible lie to try and sabotage the good someone else has going. Just know I'm still winning and you still look miserable and more jealous now. Fix the issue within if you're not happy. I sure did. Oh, and P.S. I'm 4 months and 3 days sober today. It's exactly what I said.
That's crazy.
It's exactly what I said. Take the kids away now.
I'm so glad.
Save the children, please.
I'm so glad I became a neurodivergent bisexual libtard instead of some golf bro Punisher tattoo having alpha male. My God, shout outs to Albert Camus and hip hop for making me who I am
Albert
today.
Camus. That's a famous, right? Albert Camus.
I don't know.
That's an interesting guy. That doesn't count. We're doing like degenerate people posting earnestly and vulnerably about the precarious, nature of their shitty lives.
Dave Blunt's. Well, looks like I've got myself into quite a predicament. I'm currently going through heart failure, but I didn't have it in my heart. Dude, look at Dave Blunt's, dude. Look at Dave, dude.
Bro, John, you don't know this guy in real life. Why do you know anybody on Facebook that you're friends with that you know in real life? Dude, like me, we're not friends on Facebook, and we do a fucking podcast together.
Hell yeah, love you, babe.
Check out these people. Look at them. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. I'm showing John what they look like.
Oh, this is the McDonald's in Darien, Connecticut. You would love this guy.
Facebook is like, if you want to see the ramifications of seed oils on a large scale and you go to Facebook.
I'm just going to post seed oils as a Facebook status. See what happens.
Seed oils. Yeah, just see what happens.
What's on my mind?
Should I do that and see what happens as an exercise? Should I post that as a status and see? Because I haven't posted on Facebook in years.
I haven't posted on Facebook in like 4. Let's see what my last.
Maybe for the podcast I'll do it. And then I'll say what people said.
Let's see. My Facebook is so fucking base, dude.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to post on Facebook. I'm above that. I'm sorry if it sounds pretentious, but I am. And you should be too.
Let's see.
You're free to not post on Facebook. You're free to not contribute to that fucking zoo. It's a zoo over there.
The last time I posted
was... the animals are on the loose.
The last time I shared something was 2 years ago. That's so fucking funny.
What is that?
Look at this.
It's just a fart sound, John.
He's trying to be a broadcaster.
Oh my God, please.
I was my Facebook kicked ass.
Stop acting like Facebook's good. You don't even know what real Facebook posts are like. You've never seen a real Facebook. Yeah, and why does your Facebook look like the interface of like 2009?
Because I'm not on the app.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't do apps.
I mean, let's see what else. Because I know I'm gonna find some gold here. Oh, dude, the fucking comedians will be posting on Facebook all the time. I'm like, what kind of comic are you if you're on Facebook? Please.
Nobody's liked my post saying seed oils.
Well, that sucks ass, John.
Damn, I have like a shit ton of like friends and shit. I don't know what's going on here.
My friend Brian will post some cool shit on there.
How many friends do I have on Facebook? So this is great content. Let's see. I mean,
it's a fucking like, if Instagram is a nursing home, Facebook is a graveyard. Okay?
I have 4 featured photos.
I used to add people that were like C-list actors from some of my favorite shows, and they would always accept me.
Oh yeah,
and
those
so now
are the best.
I'm friends with like Stephen Anthony Lawrence, who played Beans and Even Stevens, which is a show I grew up loving with Shia LaBeouf, who's a great comedic talent. Nobody knows.
Beans is great.
You remember Beans?
Beans is wonderful. I fixed my algorithm, which now seems to be fucked up right now. For a long time, my algorithm was just it was Senegalese wrestlers.
They're also always talking about how pregnant they are. Like, they're always talking about interactions they had throughout the day. They're writing way too long in paragraphs. Like, I mean, truly, it's just some of the worst writing.
Dude, my boy Quinn.
What's your boy Quinn saying?
I haven't seen him in a while.
How do you know that? How do you know that guy?
He's
and why does he have tattoos on his neck and his face?
He has an Aztec depiction of a body being dismembered on his head. It kicks ass.
God, God, it's like there's never a normal person in your
Quinn's
life.
my man,
it's
dude.
Unbelievable.
Fucking love him, dude.
Do you know anyone normal on Facebook that you're friends with?
No.
I spent the day recovering from my weekend. Okay, cool. Thank you for that information. Thank you. This one. Yeah, our jobs as parents, our most important work is being a safe place for our babies. None of that BS that you have to be tough on them because life is tough. That's exactly why we should be loving, nurturing, and protect them from harm, because life will eventually teach them. Okay, that's nice.
This is the difference between being a woman from Texas and being literally the internet equivalent of Delta Force, which was my Facebook. It's honestly,
it's just like, Facebook, don't be boring.
Facebook is a wonderful, wonderful place.
It fucking sucks ass.
Facebook
dude.
Is a great place if you knew how to use it correctly.
Facebook is a fucking disease.
I had a vanguard of people whom I trusted and loved.
And the algorithm's insane. It's showing me no posts from my friends. It's just showing me like fucking recycled ass content that was trending on Twitter like 3 fucking weeks ago. Harry Nasser is a famous pedophile. John, wake up. Wake up. He fucking diddled a bunch of Olympic fucking
Well, he was
gymnasts.
stabbed multiple times, I guess.
Yes, again, old news. This is what I'm talking about. This fucking weeks ago that happened. Weeks ago that happened. You guys talked about it, I think, on Hate Watch.
This guy's like a Latvian racist that was in one of the groups I was
his
in.
name's Chris Stapps. John's friends with people named Chris Stapps, okay? It's like, can we just be honest with fake Greekmen?
He said Texas is the best state.
It is.
Let's see.
Kind of. California really rocks, except for how awful it's run. I'm just talking landscape. I'm not talking, and people they need to realize, like, I mean, also it's like my child made me waffles today. Let me post it on Facebook. It's like
the new Greta Van, my boy Derek.
Greta Van Fleet, is that what you're about to say?
The new Greta Van Fleet album is like cock and ball torture. I love these people. I miss Facebook.
I mean, you are Facebook friends with people you don't know in real life, so it doesn't count at all. You made your Facebook and Instagram page of interesting people. You curated it.
Yeah, I curated my Facebook very closely.
What an innovative thing John did. I didn't even know you could curate Facebook.
Oh, I curated the fuck out of Facebook.
Okay, hold on. I found a great one. I just stumbled upon some gold. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Actually, I really do like this girl. She saved me in Spanish class a long time ago, so I don't mean to, but it qualifies as a post. Everybody is not qualified to love you. You keep giving and giving, loving and loving, trying and trying. Okay, it's kind of poetic. You want them to love you back. They can't. They don't have it. They don't want them to pour back into you. This is the kind of shit I had a nightmare about. Somebody putting a gun to my head and forcing me to post something like this. Yeah. Imagine. Hold on. Listen to this post. Imagine me posting this. Okay. Yeah. What would you do? You'd call paramedics, you'd call the psych ward and ask to admit me if you saw this. Everybody is not qualified to love you. You keep giving and giving, loving and loving, trying and trying. You want them to love you back. They can't. They don't have it. You want them to pour back into you. Okay, bitch. It's pretty sexual. But they can't, even if they want to. You got to understand, everybody is not like you. They don't have the heart you do. They don't have the mind you do. They haven't done it. They haven't done the healing like you have. They haven't cried the tears you have. They don't have the beliefs you have. They haven't had the talks with God like you have. Don't take it personal. Some people just don't have enough inside of them to love you properly. You deserve people in your life who match their words with their action. People who aren't afraid to say I love you or I need you or how do we fix this? Love is a job. What, bitch? And not everybody is ready to put in that work, and the comments are also phenomenal. Usually most people are just fascinated with the ideas of you, and that's exactly why they can't love you. You are the ideal person, but like you said, you have not healed in order to be able to receive and give love. That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. If I posted something, like I can't imagine.
If you post that, I think you'd be in a Black Mirror episode.
You'd think I was doing a bit or something, or you'd think I was like trying to troll somebody, or you would think I'm really unwell and like would need to. If you posted something like that, I would call your therapist and see what's been going on.
Go hit up Tom.
I'd be
Let's
worried.
see.
Tom, is that his name?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Damn, Gaddafi.
I kind of want to go to therapy as like an experiment for the podcast.
You have to take it earnestly.
No,
you're gonna walk into therapy. You're gonna walk into therapy thinking you're fucking Hannibal Lecter and be like, I'm gonna outsmart the therapist. And it's just not gonna fucking work.
I'll just like see what as like a social experiment. I would see how it works, and if it was actually helpful to me, I'd be like, all right, cool. It'd be one of those things that like starts out as a bit and then becomes a real bit. I have no interest in that. Okay, this is a good one. The Sonic app is the best mobile app in all of fast food.
Dope.
That's a great status, and I like this girl. She's somebody says. Okay, what? Some of this shit is like so
trying to find something that you would like on fucking Facebook.
Don't make it something I'd like. Make it something that's
something that's more like
something so unfathomable.
Oh, the back rooms, liminal spaces. Here we go.
Yeah, I was never following some cool shit like that on Facebook ever, because the interface of Facebook really isn't bad. I mean, it's a pretty good interface. I also love how people need to post when their kids are sick. It's like, then take care of them. You know, if you're trying to ask for advice from other parents, that's one thing. I totally get that. And you like want to see maybe like some.
Oh, there's a great group called Hot Media Newswomen of the World, and it's just a bunch of like horny 60-year-old men posting like hot media chicks.
What? On Facebook? Oh my God, this is supposedly a comic. I don't know.
Oh, Manletistan, which is a group for short men. And it was a group for short men, and if you join Manletistan as what they call the lanklet, which is all right. So Manletistan was a Facebook group I was a member of, and basically it's based for manlets. It's for men who are like under 5'5", and they would all just kind of manlets.
That's so condescending.
Yeah. So look at this is the picture of a manlet, but he's got a lanklet on a leash, and that's
you literally turned Facebook into Reddit.
Alpha.
You just turned Facebook into Reddit.
And I posted on Manletistan something very interesting that I thought was the best post I've ever made on the internet, quite frankly. And I said, let's talk about the lanklet. What can I even say this on a public episode? I said the Rwandan incident in 1994 was the first ever lanklet geno beep, and because the Hutus, who were the proponents of the Rwandan conflict, were fighting the Tutsis, who were taller, and everyone hated it. And the thing is, Manletistan's actually really brutal.
What are you talking about?
You have to if you're over 6 feet tall, they fucking hate you, dude.
We're trying to do we're trying to do a meditation on bad social media here.
Yeah,
and you're talking about some country that doesn't exist. You're talking about Kazakhstan. What is that?
Manletistan. It's a place for short men to network.
Unbelievable, John. Unbelievable. He turned Facebook into Reddit.
Systemic systems of institutionalization. It's institutionalizationalism.
I mean, it actually kind of changed. Facebook is like showing me like just recycled Instagram content now. This is actually kind of crazy. Does it know? Oh, this is, by the way, a great joke from a local comic. You ready for it? You ready for it? It's okay to call the cops on anybody wearing a hoodie in this heat. Banger.
Hey, that's pretty good.
This is unbelievable to me.
I'm just not finding anything real good.
I need someone to come pick me up.
Somebody
says I need someone to come pick me up so I can go get my babies. Why are you posting that on Facebook?
Get an Uber.
I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I like the guys talking about football. I think that's totally fine. No problem with that whatsoever.
Pine Flat Lake Boat Buddies, another group I was a member of. Pine Flat Lake is a lake around Bakersfield, Fresno.
That's kind of nice.
That's nice. Is that your Facebook app? Like, what the hell?
I know. Yeah, it's nice. You'd love it. You'd end up, if John downloaded the app, he'd be on Facebook every single day. I don't know, man. I think social media etiquette, ultimately, we would like to think it doesn't matter. But if you're on social media, have the etiquette, bro. If you're going to fucking log in and take the time to make some shitty post, all right, to make some declarative post about your husband or your wife or your whatever, make it good. Make it worth our while. After all, it's for us. It's not for your kids. Your kid doesn't give a fuck about some post.
Did I ever tell you about Weston Cage's Facebook post?
No.
So I grew up knowing Nick Cage's son, and
where is this going?
Weston Cage is a great TMZ story arc, by the way.
Oh God, I don't want to speak ill of the Cages. I like Nicolas Cage.
Nick Cage kicks ass. I've met him a few times. Weston's a great guy too, but I remember one time he married this woman when he was probably in his early 20s. This is years ago. Okay. Years ago, and I'm sure he's doing a lot better now. Big shout out to you, buddy Weston. But I guess she cheated on him. And he made this Facebook post, and it was in all caps, and it said, "I swear to God, if anyone else fucks my wife."
That's funny. That's funny. Good for him.
I was like, "Fuck yeah, dog."
No, some of them are funny, and then some of them is just kind of like, man, like, I keep trying with her, she keeps cheating on me, and I'm like, the fuck, like, lock him up, put him in jail, like, put him in, not in jail, sorry, like a mental psych ward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy, though, kinds of, because you realize, like, social media has just become this, like, it became like a blacklight, essentially, on, like, every normal person in your life you realize is actually battling so many different mental illnesses, and you never would have known without the
Everyone's on a
advent of
mental
social
illness
media.
spectrum. We're all mentally ill.
I don't think that's not in a way that would
bullshit.
qualify as everyone has different tendencies and different habits that they fall into, and certainly like different quirks, but I don't think that everything is a qualifier for mental illness. I just think that if you're really dumb, sometimes that's a mental illness, and sometimes you just see how truly chronically boring people are, chronically dumb, or like they have no curiosity about anything around them. They have no, I'm not saying everyone needs to be fucking interested in, like, you know, the zeitgeist or like culture or whatever. That's not interesting to everybody. Most people are doing actually much more meaningful stuff, like raising their families and often going to work and living, you know, sometimes boring, colorless lives, but they have their children that they love and their wives that they love, and they have different priorities, and not everybody's like a psycho in LA doing like a podcast. I get it, okay? But it's also amazes me that they think that they're like people that think that their mundane thoughts and, you know, life updates that they love to write is of any interest to anybody outside of them. It's actually crazy narcissistic to me to think that like anybody would care that you got a promotion at your job. So tell your family and friends that you got a promotion.
What you're disregarding is like their friends.
Care?
Their friends you just don't care. Their friends may care.
Why?
Because they operate a different world.
The pharmaceutical company you work for made you a higher up snake.
GM, yeah.
Great.
You don't give a fuck. Maybe
you can shill out pills to people who don't need them on a I'm sorry, but it's like nobody has a second. Like, that's the problem with Facebook, is like nobody has if you have some real self-reflection, why the fuck would you post that you work for a pharmaceutical company? Why would you make that a public declaration?
It's boiled down. How dare you like what I don't like?
But
that's what this boils down to.
About liking stuff. It's like you're working for a shit company, and I don't blame you.
They may like it.
I don't begrudge you for making the fucking bag. All right, you got to get the bag. I get it. You got to
secure the bag.
I got to secure the bag. You got to make that money, and if you got to, everyone's working for some devil, okay? But to air it out as though it's an achievement, as though it's an accomplishment, that your corporate fucking nightmare of a job moved you up. As if you're like proud of yourself. It should be depressing. It should depress you. Yeah. It should make you feel ill, morally, ethically. Like,
it's so horrible.
It's not horrible.
It's horrible. These people, that's somebody's job, is they work at a pharmacy. They want people to know about it.
Why do you want people to know
how are you going to get your fucking ibuprofen, Ida? Somebody's got to be there to make your fucking ibuprofen. Maybe
ibuprofen's different.
One day you may need
about, like, you know,
one day you might need liver medication. How are you going to get that?
That's fine, John.
These people are.
It's not about that. I'm talking about, like, I'm talking.
You're a doomer. You're a doomer, and it's insane. You're an insane.
I do be doom.
You're
dooming.
You're dooming. Just stop dooming so hard.
I just, I'm not even saying I stand for that much. Okay, I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying, why do you got to tell people? Why do people need to know every move in your little life?
But
why do they got to know?
Maybe they like it. It's maybe they like it. They like getting the 20 likes that they get, and they sit there and they go to bed and they fucking
they feel real good about themselves.
Yeah, they feel good about themselves. Why are we shitting on them?
Because they suck ass. That's why. Because I have to look at it.
Yeah, it's what an
egregious one more shitty thing for me to scroll past.
What an insane crime that somebody's just
that
like
shitty joke about the hoodie. At least he was trying.
That was great. At
least he was trying.
Fine.
It was an attempt. It was a swing and a miss, but it was a swing nonetheless.
Status.
Who liked it?
My buddy Zach Alexander. He's the man. He's a HVAC guy.
Two first names
Georgia.
guy. I love them. I do love them.
Zach's my boy, dude.
Hold on, I'm gonna find another one. Now it's just like people posting clips from Hot Ones on there.
Yeah, see, Hot Ones is something that annoys.
Hot Ones is
interesting.
It's a very interesting development.
Interesting, motherfucking.
It's all just pictures of food and like Barbie advertisements, and then like J-Lo's ass.
I am a member of several food things.
What is this one?
Let's see.
I'll never understand why headlining comics are booked months in advance. The opening comics are booked days, if not hours, before the show. I know we don't matter, but it'd be nice if so. Okay, this is crazy. This is the mental illness of comedy, okay? I'll never understand why headlining comics are booked months in advance and the opening comics are booked days, if not hours before the show. What do you mean you don't understand? One's a headliner, one's not, okay? I know we don't matter, but it'd be nice if someone pretended to care. You want people to pretend to care? This is what I'm talking about. He wants someone to pretend to care about him as an opening act. Bitch, you don't matter. You don't matter. By the way, I got news for you. The headlining comic doesn't matter either. They're also likely unfunny and uninteresting, okay? But at least they're headlining. At least they've worked to get to this place. At least there's been some response to them or some acknowledgement of them in the industry. However merited that is besides the point. They have made it to be the headlining comic at Flappers or Hyenas in Dallas or like fucking who cares? Who caresville, okay? They've made it to be the headlining act so they can stay at some shitty Westin hotel or some fucking, Best Western and look out at an awful view and then go perform for a bunch of people who post shitty shit on Facebook, okay? And you're upset that you didn't get the call to open for so-and-so, like, months in advance? You don't, like, can you imagine posting that? Like, this is why comedy is like, I can't even imagine posting that.
Doomer versus gloomer conversation.
I'm sorry I'm getting so worked up, but it's like,
it's crazy.
The idea that you call yourself a comedian and you have the audacity to act like people should pretend to care about you. What is funny about that post? What's funny about that post?
Nothing. Let me see it. Let me see it again. Is it right here?
It upsets me. It upsets. It's why I can't get on Facebook. It's why I can't do it. The marketplace is such a treat, though. You find some good stuff on there.
The first part is
it's narcissism.
fine.
It's just narcissism.
How
long have you been doing comedy? 15 years?
I know we don't matter,
Hang it
but
up.
it'd be nice for someone to pretend to care. That's lame.
Crazy. Why would you want someone to lie to you and pretend to care? No one cares. No one should care. You've done nothing to earn it. Headliners are harder to lock down and often bring their own features. And then the thought to like respond to this. I'm mentally ill for bringing it up here, but we're doing an exercise here. All right.
Yes, these are just giving.
I'm probably coming off as way too aggro here. But
you're a doomer.
I'm not a
doomer.
doomer. I'm
honkler.
a really positive and
no,
uplifting
you're not.
person.
You are not a positive and uplifting person, you son of a gun.
No, I am.
How? What?
I'm super encouraging to people. I like the stuff on Instagram that I find interesting and on TikTok or whatever and on Twitter. I'm very helpful to people that I think are deserve it, and
you're dooming all day long. You're a doomer. You run around scamping around dooming.
I just accepted a position at a pharmaceutical
Ida sounds like
company.
a chihuahua running across a hardwood floor, just dooming all day. Just
and who makes great posts? Cheddarini, a prominent chihuahua.
Fucking love that little shit.
Fucking love Cheddarini,
Fucking love Cheddarini, a little fuck.
I mean, the idea that people should care at all about you as an open micer is unbelievable to me. What you do is less than nothing. You do less than nothing. I mean, I'm doing nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that fact. I would never insinuate that someone should care about what I'm doing here. No one should care that I'm parasocially, not parasocially actually, but that I'm doom scrolling on Facebook right now. No one should care about this. It's actually amazing to me that anyone does care. I'm like, oh, you're like my friend. Like if you fuck with this.
It's fun. I'm gonna push back a little bit.
All right, push back. That's what you're here for.
I'm here to push back. Guys, get ready. I'm pushing back.
That's a great status.
That's great. Bruno Mars is killing the game. Listen. So the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook are the public square, correct?
Twitter is the public square. Instagram, no.
Instagram and Facebook's like a kickback
Facebook's
party.
a graveyard that's like a bunch of
either way, let's say would it be argued that social media platforms are a social platform?
I guess. What is
social
define
platforms?
Social. Define social.
What the fuck is an obituary?
That's something you write about somebody after they've died.
Yeah, it's a public announcement somebody's passed away.
Yes, in a newspaper.
They do it for marriages. They do it for new babies.
That's so different and so much more respectable.
It's the same fucking thing.
It is not the same fucking thing, John. How is an obituary that's well written?
If you think in 1950 they wouldn't be doing the same fucking shit we're doing right now.
But luckily they didn't have the option to do this.
It's natural. Everybody wants to know what's going on. It's a status update. What's a status update?
An obituary is not a status update.
What did status? What's a status
Status update. Status. What's your status?
You're equating an obituary with some mundane Facebook status that some mentally ill person writes.
It's just a soft
Obituaries
obituary.
are often well written. No, they're well written. They're written by professionals.
Since when? Obituaries suck.
People hire professionals to write obituaries a lot of the times.
I'm gonna write your
with actual writing skills doing it.
Doomy lady passes away to heart failure due to stress, unnecessary stress looking at Facebook.
Yeah. Look at that nice bathtub. It's kind of nice, right?
Anyway. I'm not a big bathtub guy. Yeah. I'm a shower fella. And, I
don't think you have to choose one or the other.
Well, I would like, there is not, I was at an Airbnb in Joshua Tree with my lady, and they had the best fucking water pressure I've ever felt in my life. And, that I have a dream. I've had a dream since I was a little lad.
I'm pro water pressure.
Water pressure. I'm so pro water pressure.
Imagine being anti.
I had a dream since I was a young lad that so if I get like $1 billion, right, I'm gonna have a backyard, and I'm gonna build what looks like an above ground well, but it's gonna be very large. It's maybe gonna be the size of this room, and it's gonna extend maybe 12, 15 feet in the air. It's gonna be a circular brick structure, and then inside that structure, I'm going to build essentially, it's going to be a terraced garden on the inside of it, right? So the inside walls are going to be tropical plants that thrive.
What is this place?
This is a dream structure I have, an idea.
Okay.
Because I'm such a big shower fan. So it's going to be a circular well-like structure with bricks, circular, and then inside it's going to be like a terraced garden along the walls on the inside. So these beautiful vines and tropical plants, and the floor is going to be a very soft. Down. The floor is going to be a very soft moss or tile potentially tile. I like tile actually, and then tile, and then there's going to be a big drain in the middle, and then it's going to be covered with like a series of just very intense, it's going to be like a warm artificial rain that will drop on you. And I could just lay in my above ground well and take the biggest shower ever.
That sounds lovely.
And my only problem I see with my structure is insects that will attract insects. So it'd have to be in ventilation. But then again, I like the steam. It would be like, it's going to almost be like a soft spa. It's gonna be a spa.
Like so about comfort.
I'm all about spas, dude. I'm a big spa guy. I can't wait to hit Wii Spa again. I'm gonna fucking. I can't go. I realized I like going to Wii Spa alone though because I can't be naked around my homies.
Dude, you know what I fucking find weird?
What?
Fucking Gen Z wearing like wire headphones. Like they're cool. Like they're walking around with Sony Walkman or something.
Dude, they're way more comfortable.
No, they're fucking not.
This is so much more comfortable.
Some weird like Luddite, like they think that they're cool. I saw a fucking article about it. Like they think that they're cool for wearing wired headphones. This is a real thing. Like they think they're frauds. They're liars. Like by the way, I mean,
this looks cool.
This is ostensibly
more doom posting.
I don't mean to but it's that. That's not all of Gen Z. Like, obviously, the people...
And these children that you spit on as they try to change the world.
As a Gen Z who likes the headphone or, like, the AirPods, like, it's...
Yeah, you wish you were a millennial, dude.
I mean, I kind of am a millennial.
You're a Zoomer.
Listen to this. The must-have accessory for fall. According to Gen Z, it's $30. Yeah, it is $30 for a pair of wire headphones, dumbass. Oh. Yeah, this is why it girls like Lily Rose Depp and the Olsen twins are wearing wire headphones. Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily gospel, John. There's like 1,000 studies on generation. Like,
well, I declare you a Zoomer.
Fine. I am relegated to wire headphones for the rest of my life. I mean, yeah, this is why it girls like Lily Rose Depp and who's the other one?
Oh, wired headphones. Oh.
Yeah, what did you think I was talking about?
Oh, I thought you meant like the ones we're wearing right now where they have like a thing. These are comfy. The wired headphones.
I'm talking about like the old school.
I don't like the only thing I like.
The sound quality sucks.
The fucking. I just don't like fucking around Bluetooth all the time. It's annoying.
I get it, but it's not that shoddy. It works.
Fucking charging them all the time.
I did lose my case. I finally found it.
Yeah, you're always losing it and shit.
I'm not always losing it. It's just sometimes. Yeah, they think AirPods are like too. They think that they're doing some weird like throwback thing. I don't know what the fuck they think they're doing. It's dishonest. I don't appreciate it. It's because I had to decide when I lost my AirPod case. I was like, am I gonna fucking use wired headphones? I
use wired headphones when
they tangle. It's awful. It sucks. Like I actually can't believe what an amazing thing the AirPods have been in my life. Like they've really you wear them out publicly for people not to disturb you, although inevitably they do. That people have no problem.
Well, I have like
just
phantom wire syndrome.
AirPods in. Huh?
If I'm like working out, I have like phantom wire syndrome where I've worked out with like Bluetooth headphones and I maneuver differently because I'm like, oh, the wire is gonna get caught on my cell phone and like rip out. Oh. You know what I mean? Like if there's been a few times I've been on a treadmill where like if I'm using Bluetooth headphones, I'll like set my phone somewhere.
Yeah, and then wires. You fucking like you feel like you're gonna fall and die because exactly. it's terrifying. But
there's been several times I've almost eaten shit on a fucking treadmill because of wired headphones.
Same here. I can't believe I ever did it. What do you use now? You use AirPods, right?
I have wired headphones now, just regular Mac.
The ones we're talking shit about. You have
because when I work out, I'm doing jujitsu, and there's no way I can wear fucking headphones while I do that. And then the only time I don't work out or I work out outside of that is I like to take walks. So wired headphones are fine for that.
Oh, you don't do like your own workouts? You just do the jujitsu?
I do jits. I need to start doing calisthenics. I'm gonna start doing calisthenics pretty soon.
I fucking love my workout.
I'm gonna start doing like burpees and shit. I want to get shredded.
Burpees suck ass, but they're so good for you.
So fucking good for you.
You don't do like the squats and the lunges or like you don't do like the push-ups, sit-ups, that kind of thing?
I do a lot of like grappling warm-ups when I do jiu-jitsu, which is like...
What about weights?
I haven't weight trained in a while, no.
Man, really?
Yeah. I mean, look at my fucking forearms. It's all jiu-jitsu, bro.
Yeah.
Just fucking calisthenics.
What even is jiu-jitsu? It's just like...
It's fucking submission... American submission grappling, bro. That's all you need to know.
Submission grappling.
You don't want to know what it is.
You know what? You're so right. I would rather read the Facebook posts online.
Than hear me talk about jits.
You know what I miss?
What?
I always think I write something down, like topics for the podcast, and then I never do, inevitably. But you know what I really miss is I really miss the submarine.
I was just talking about this. There hasn't been anything happened in the last 2 weeks. We got this fake ass UFO disclosure.
Oh yeah,
and then
you were talking about Sean Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Sean Ryan, who, by the way, I love Sean Ryan. He's an ex-CIA spook, but the thing is possibly current. But the thing about Sean Ryan is
there's no such thing as former CIA.
He doesn't really. I've listened to a few of his podcasts. He just seems like a nice guy, but he doesn't push back on any of his guests. No, it's like,
what's the point?
But the thing is there's an interest to that because he just lets him run.
He lets them run, but it's like, you got to come in there and press these. Joe Rogan presses people. He presses them.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't need to press somebody.
You got to get these people up against a wall. You got to make them feel like they have to be fucking honest with you.
Sean Ryan's been doing a series with Stephen Greer, who I talked about.
Yeah, he's a quack. He's a
quack.
Liar,
and Stephen Greer's whistleblowers have come forward. And here's the thing about Stephen Greer's whistleblowers. The first guy, Michael Herrera, who we talked about. Why are they his whistleblowers? Like, what does he have, like a cult of whistleblowers? He's got a group of people. He's basically been doing work for like fucking 30 years trying to find people who know things about the government. And these people Stephen Greer is bringing to Congress. This is literally
David Grush isn't one of his guys, no, right?
No, but David Grush. Right. But the guys Stephen Greer is bringing are fucking insane, and they've been getting crazier and crazier as time goes on.
So, but are they believable?
Dude, no, dude.
Well, then it's like this. They discredit.
No, dude,
exactly. And I think that's what Sean Ryan probably is out. Even and I
Sean
like
Ryan,
him.
you're fucking up, bud. And it was like I love Sean Ryan.
I like him, but it's like,
dude, this last guy he had on was a fireman at the Antarctica base, and he was a fireman under contract with Raytheon. And he was talking about they have basically this telescope array in Antarctica that the actual satellite is made out of an ice shelf, or the satellite dish is made out of an ice shelf because it's a solid structure. And he's saying that's a direct energy weapon.
I don't know.
And it caused the earthquake in New Zealand. But it was like, okay, I could buy that. But at the beginning of it, this fucker can't help but say, I was a part of a secret CIA government program when I was a child about remote I'm like, dude, can you just, if I was Sean Ryan, I'd be like, hey, edit that part out, make him look a little bit, smidge more believable.
Yeah, and not for nothing, but it's like, the shit's real, all right? The shit's real. So stop with the discrediting by bringing on these psychopaths.
But the crazy thing is, it's like, dude, what if?
Sorry.
Here's the thing. The upper echelon of society. Love you, Raw. What is it?
We're going back to Raw time. I need it after Facebook.
You need some chlorine. The problem with the upper echelon of society is they've kept things hidden, throughout history, right? So the Spanish Empire kept chocolate a secret from the lower class for like 300 years. It's like one of my favorite history facts.
Interesting.
And there could be technologies that are being kept secret from us. I know they had like touch screens in the 1980s. DARPA's working on these things. I know that the Lockheed Skunk Works. They're probably making some crazy ass
Dude,
shit.
Atlantis is probably inside the Lockheed Martin factory in Fort Worth.
Exactly.
It's like you don't even know what's in there.
Did you see the fucking the never mind. So but the thing is like
allegedly in Minecraft.
There's a part of me that is like, oh, well, there's a part of me that's like, this guy's full of shit. And then there's a part of me that's just like, what if he's just telling the truth?
That's the dumber part of it.
What if he's just telling the truth? Here's the thing. It's
Sorry,
like, if you told me, hey, the CIA had a program on remote viewing, which they did. They had a program, they had very extensive programs on remote viewing. And then you're like, they also enlisted children to take part in those programs. I'd be like, all right, that doesn't sound too out of the water. But then it's like, one of those children they enlisted in the programs of remote viewing became a firefighter that was then contracted by Raytheon to work in Antarctica. And it's like, okay, this is getting too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
You know what, John? Remember we were over here the other night. One of the people in the live chat for the podcast suggested a documentary to me, and I watched it. It's called The Phenomenon. You were with me.
Yeah, we watched The Phenomenon.
We watched
together.
it. The end of that with those South African school children.
Yeah, that was wild.
That is some shit where I'm like, why aren't we talking about that incident? Why isn't that as big as Roswell? Like,
well, the Papua New Guinean priest, where he said a craft floated above.
All these children heard the same thing, and they still stick with it years, decades later. And
they all had mind. They all telekinetic. Yeah,
bro.
You had like 70 children witness people coming out of a craft and going up to them and saying, "Hey, stop ruining your world."
No. It sounds really out of a movie.
It sounds crazy.
It sounds really crazy.
But
if somebody were to explain the synopsis of this to me, I would say whatever. But the documentary is I suggest it. Draw your own conclusions, and I believe it's free. It's like on YouTube or Tubi or something, or Pluto, and one of the good ones. And
I think it was on one of the good ones.
Pluto, yeah. I love Pluto. And Tubi. But yeah, like why don't we focus on those? Like those children saying that, some of the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. I've never heard anything like that before.
It was kind of interesting because a lot of these contact scenarios, like you hear Betty Barney Hill, it's like very traumatic and all that stuff, and you're like, okay, that's traumatic. But then there's you don't really hear of like the one with the children sounded scary if you're one of those children, but it also sounded kind of benign.
Yeah,
the aliens came out.
I
hear Army. They're like, why are you ruining the earth with like pollution and shit? It's like whatever. It's something that maybe like. But you know, if you're an alien, you had no cultural understanding of human beings, you probably would just think a child is like a tiny person or some shit.
Right. But the ability to telepathically connect with all of them. I mean, unless they were all on ayahuasca or something, I can't imagine.
It could be a case of mass hysterics.
If they're all on a fucking drug-induced high and they're all having this experience, why are they having the same experience? And why is that such a common thread with like mushrooms, things like that?
You can easily argue this is mass hysterics, and children are very susceptible to mass hysterics. You get one little kid who goes, yeah, I saw this thing. And the other little kid doesn't want to be left out. He goes, yeah, I saw it too. But like,
maybe.
Then they had this.
But the kids were unbelievably articulate. I'm like, maybe they were.
It seemed like a very expensive prep school.
Do you think we could find it?
Zimbabwe.
Like,
yeah, sure.
It's really like
the. Just look up Zimbabwe contact scenario. But at the end, the one that I found that was really interesting is like they had this Papua New Guinean priest, and he said this craft hovered above a tribe, and the tribe's people. It was hovering over the tribe for like an hour. And there were people on top of the craft, and then the tribes people were trying to wave at the people, and then eventually the people on top of the craft turned around and waved back, and then they left.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, that's kind of crazy. That's interesting.
They might have not been aliens. They might have been human beings dressed up.
We were playing down over there on the log.
Yeah?
And then we saw
from
something
Zimbabwe?
shiny, so we all ran down over there.
And it was in the early morning?
It was at break time.
Yeah?
And then we
It
saw
could be
something
fake.
shiny.
I'm not saying it's real.
And we saw two people. They
It's
were
more
in
interesting
black,
than
tight
a
black
interview,
suits.
though.
And they had big eyes.
Greer.
And small. We didn't actually see their nose. It was quite small. And their mouth was quite small as well. One of them was running in
If they are
slow
lying,
motion
this bitch is the ringleader.
across the
This girl.
ship.
This girl's the
and the other one
ringleader.
was standing
She just
beside the
speaks
ship.
like a woman.
Yeah, you made a drawing, huh? It looked like this?
No, yeah, something like that. I couldn't see the eyes or the nose or the mouth. It was just blank, like a piece of paper.
Well, when they came, I thought they were crazy.
Was this the first thing you saw?
All right, little kid with his little hat on.
Crazy, just coming to our school, just doing nothing, and all I saw was something like silver coming down, and I said, what must that be? And everybody's crowding it. I must go crowd too. And then I went and I started crowding, and everybody, then more people came and more. And then I said, hey, I can't see anymore. Come on, somebody, I'm short. Come on. And then I went to the front and I started seeing more of them, and then I just ran away.
What is this like an improv troupe?
The day before,
now that I'm watching
that kid's funny as fuck.
My friends and I, we were sitting in the playground, and one of my friends, her name Emily, she looked up into the sky and she said, oh, there's a UFO. She said, and I looked at it and she said, no, just kidding, it's an airplane. And we looked up and I thought to myself, that can't be an airplane because it was very shiny.
Have you seen more
it looked
well-spoken
kind of like a
children?
Cigarette, you know?
Well, this is probably a very expensive school in Zimbabwe.
And
then maybe this is fake.
Maybe it is a UFO.
Maybe their parents
so
are part of some
like
disclosure.
I don't think so. They're Rhodesian. You know
the day
what I mean?
that it happened,
They're all white.
Then we started thinking, yeah, there must have been a UFO in the sky.
Sorry if that's
my brother also
triggering.
saw it, but he's left the school now.
It was sort of like a round shape.
I mean, the part that was interesting is
look at that big unit, kid. Fuck
at
yeah.
one point they start saying like, oh, they were telling us to stop harming the planet, and you know.
Is that hard? Because if you see something and
It's
nobody
94.
believes you, what happens?
So they're all adults now.
You start to think
Like these women, when I met them, were like, oh, I met several of these women when they were in their 40s, and you know, they had like husbands. Some of them lived in England. They're very normal women. They're just like, yeah, this happened.
And after that, you get all upset.
Yeah, and everyone starts.
Actually, you know what? I think I was on an edible when I watched it. I'm less convinced now.
They just say, oh, he
Why?
believes in aliens. Oh, he's...
I don't know, dude. The kids are too well spoken, and there's like a leader. That one girl's like leading them, and I don't know.
It could very easily be a case of mass hysterics, but the fact that like they've held on to this story for so long is the only reason I kind of believe it.
Yeah.
There would be one or two naysayers who are like, yeah, that thing didn't happen. You get some kid that's in the class.
The element of the telepathy is just insane and mind-boggling that your natural instinct should be to like really be skeptical of something like this because but it's also not impossible. I mean, listen to this.
Telepathy is just the next step of texting. Like
Totally,
we're going to figure that out.
And by the way, computers have already gotten to that point. So you can. I was reading that thing where certain some new AI can actually scan. I can't remember the exact terminology, but it was basically like you can decode the brain and into writing, like thoughts into writing. And I'm like, okay, well, if there's a machine capable of that, and let's say ostensibly, theoretically, that the aliens are actually future people, and at this point that would insinuate that AI is far advanced, then it is really not out of the norm for like what we would consider, magic, telepathy.
Yeah, all it is
to be
electrodes in your
normal,
fucking head.
Right.
Yeah, all that is electric firing off in your brain. And like they had that thing where they just did a study. They had a guy in an MRI and he thought of a song. He was a music producer. He thought of a beat and they made the beat on a computer by his thoughts.
So like, that's essentially telepathy. It's so if they're able to decode your brain, it's really not that crazy. So it very well could be true.
The cool thing is you wouldn't need to translate anything.
What do you mean?
If you think about it.
Well, right.
Like, that's crazy. It's a universal translator.
You've
translated the need for
translation.
for language.
Right.
You can just be like, hey, like, feel good.
And that exists basically like right now. And then you have such a large amount of the population that look at stuff like this and they're just like, it's just, I get it. It's a lot to metabolize. It's a lot to digest, but it's here. It's already here. So, if we have the ability to like decode brain waves or some shit and turn it into writing, and you have ChatGPT and you have fucking all that, then like an alien would just be like, of course that exists. Like, the Tic Tac video, there's some real shit out here with this, but you start to question who's a snake and who isn't. And I think part of the ops program would be to have such insane stories.
That's where I'm thinking Michael Herrera.
Yeah, where it's like you get a guy like that in there, and maybe that guy's not involved in the CIA, but that a guy like that wants the attention, so he'll make up a story, and then you can broadcast him on, and then it gets fucking a bajillion views, and then half of the people believe it, and then the other half of the people are like, this is fake, thus, discrediting the entire UFO, I don't know, like encounters.
They had a second interview where it was a guy who was like an active duty army. He was in the army, and then but in the his father ran a construction business that would be contracted through the Army a lot. He lived in Georgia, and he said when he was on leave, he would help his dad out with his business. So he had he was in the military, but he would help his dad build stuff.
Yeah.
And they got contracted to go to Fort Benning, and he said they entered they were told they were going to make what's called a shooting house, it's like a fake house where people practice shooting inside stuff. And he basically when they got on base, they were like, okay, we're going to load you in a van. And they loaded him in a van that had no windows. And then they drove him to what he said when they got out of the van, it looked like a landfill. It was like just trash everywhere. And then there was a door there. They opened the door and they went to an underground bunker complex. And he said there was inside the underground bunker complex, there were soldiers next to him, and he knew they were what's like Delta Force, which is like the #1 special operations thing, which kind of confuses me because they're like they're literally hostage rescue soldiers. That's all they're meant for. It's like very specific jobs. But so they're Delta Force guys, and they just told him, hey, just keep walking, keep your head straight, don't look at anything. And he pretended to tie a shoe, and inside this giant room, there was a floating monolith. A giant block that was floating in the air. It was levitating, levitating like 15 feet off the air, and there was a man slightly pushing it. And he said, and the one common thing that you get with when people are encountering things like this is like this like deep hum, this like static hum, and he said that existed. Yeah. And when he was done taking measurements of the building where they wanted to build the kill house, the shooting house, whatever, the people, they took them to an office, said, you have to sign this NDA. And his father's like, I'm not signing no fucking NDA. And then he said, I'm not signing an NDA. And then he said, after that, his father's business was basically destroyed. His father never spoke to him again because the incident. And then he had an assassination attempt on him when he was jumping from an airplane. And that's when it gets ridiculous for me. I'm just like,
yeah, it's like,
wouldn't they have a guy?
And for that reason,
listen,
I'm out.
That's the thing. It's like, wouldn't, cool ass story, bro. If you didn't sign the NDA, it's like if you didn't sign the UFO NDA, wouldn't it make a lot more sense to just have like a fucking Benicio del Toro character in Sicario just knock on your door and go, hey, we need you to sign this NDA.
Right.
Do not sign the NDA.
This is why a lot of people that do have, and I don't want to say
they want to be excited.
I don't want to say the contact scenarios necessarily, but a lot of people that have they witness certain, fucking aerial phenomenon. Maybe they often don't feel comfortable coming out and talking about it because they're going to be looked at as like a wackadoo.
And that's the thing.
And I would be hesitant to tell people. I would tell you or like people I'm close with, but I don't know that I would go to media unless I had tangible evidence in my phone that I took a video of, or that I risked my life essentially to bring this to the people. Then of course I would go public with it. But other than that, and I don't even know that I would provide my identity because it's like a smear on you a little bit if you fucking believe in something like this. And so, I don't know, dude. It's just and by the way, airplanes can't levitate, can they? You have to be moving in order to take flight, right? But we have
we have jets.
But we have blimps. Blimps kind of float. A blimp will float, but isn't that like a balloon? It's not really
if
crap.
If it's helium, it'd have to be like a very rigid structure. A blimp is a rigid
Could I be in a blimp? Could I travel via blimp?
Blimps have to be huge.
They're so cute.
Blimps have to be fucking huge, number one, to carry a very small thing. Number two, they're like rigid. And I think a Zeppelin is a rigid structure. A blimp is like an inflatable structure.
Right. The Goodyear blimp.
The Goodyear blimp is like a big balloon, but like the Zeppelins that bombed London were like rigid metal structures with like, they were just.
But they're not floating. They're moving fast, right?
No, they're not. That's not the
They're not levitating
propulsion.
though, are they?
Nothing we have levitates.
Right.
Like
so
we have
point.
Harrier jets that can take off vertically and then turn their jets and then fly like fighter jets.
Right.
Like,
So that's what I'm saying. Like you can't, if we don't have the technology capable of levitating and you have something that's levitating, like that's
something that's massive, a massive monolith levitating an underground bunker is something we're incapable of doing right now.
1000%.
But you want to know the hokey thing about me? Mm-hmm. I actually believe people can like read minds and like fucking move things with their minds.
You believe in like clairvoyance?
Yeah.
So like those twins that predicted 9/11 happening, you believe
there wouldn't be so many CIA.
That was some
there
crazy
wouldn't be
shit.
so many CIA studies in the subject in the 70s that there wasn't some validity to it. There was a guy who was able to.
Well, CIA was fucking studying everything, dude. They were like they were studying.
I don't think it's.
They probably
have
a whole fucking team dedicated to alchemy.
Hold on,
or some
I
shit.
need to look this shit up because you'll love it real quick. I'm sorry, I hate going on my cell phone here, but CIA.
As you do it, I'm gonna listen.
said, Daddy, this is what it looked like. And then he's doing
I don't know
well,
about
and
these
he said,
children. The documentary presents it in a much more fascinating way, I would say. While John looks that up, we'll do a little raw time. Raw time. We did raw time on the Patreon. If you'd like more raw time with Tiffy and Philip, who apparently Philip, according to one of the people that commented, said Philip is the real villain here, not Tiffy, and justice for Tiffy.
And then, I don't know, it's raw time, and it's like, I didn't fit well together. I wasn't sure exactly what. If I was too stoned right now or what, you know?
Yeah, well, we have some good videos coming up, so keep watching.
What do you got next?
Skinny
Okay,
Puppy.
so this is it was written in September 22nd, 1995. It was an evaluation of the remote viewing program, research and operational applications, prepared by the American Institute for Research. This is approved for release by the CIA. Executive summary. Studies of paranormal phenomenon have always been associated with controversy. Despite the controversy concerning their nature and existence, many individuals and organizations continue to be avidly interested in these phenomenon. The intelligence community is no exception. Beginning in the 1970s, it has conducted a program intended to investigate the application of one paranormal phenomenon, remote viewing, or the ability to describe locations one has not visited. Conceptually, remote viewing would seem to have a tremendous potential ability for the intelligence community. Accordingly, a 3-component program involving basic research operations and foreign assessment has been placed for some time. Prior to transferring this program to new sponsoring organizations within the intelligence community, a thorough program review was initiated. I want a summary. Let's see. This is the summary. Operational. Okay, a multifaceted evaluation effort led to the following conclusions. The conditions under which the remote viewing phenomenon is observed in laboratory settings do not apply in intelligence gathering situations. For example, viewers cannot be provided with feedback and targets may not display the characteristics needed to produce hits. So, yeah, okay. The end users indicated that although some accuracy was observed with regard to broad background characteristics, the remote viewing reports failed to produce the concrete specific information valued in intelligence gathering. The information provided was inconsistent and inaccurate with regard to specifics and required substantial subjective interpretation. In no case had the information provided had ever been used to guide intelligence operations. Thus, remote viewing failed to produce actionable intelligence. So that's the thing. Like I've heard. I heard stories of when it came to remote viewing, or like the men who stare at goats kind of thing. Like I've heard there was a story. I forget where I read it. It was an official CIA document. I read it at some point. But a man was able to move a match outside of a matchbook using his mind. It was like crazy. It's like very small, minute things, like or broadly describe an area. You know what I mean? But nothing specific down to like, okay, we need to know where this specific person is at this time right now. What street, stuff like that. Well,
like with Matilda, that was part of the story. Again, I'm not saying these things are out of the question. I mean, listen, I think anything's possible. I think time travel is possible. I think in a sense that's probably what the UFOs are doing. They are doing time travel, and when we go to outer space, like when Elon Musk sends a rocket, that's a form of time travel. I mean, you are breaking, norms that we have in terms of our physics and the way it works here versus the way it works out there, which is we don't know really. Like we know very little about the universe. We know even less about the bottom of the ocean. So like, I mean, and you know what else? It's like fucking, actually, I'm not even going to get into that. But the levitation is interesting. I don't know that I believe a lot of these people. I think a lot of them are fucking snakes. I think a lot of them are spooks. I think the Pentagon and intelligence agencies and, the deep state, I think they work autonomously. They really answer to nobody, and not that they get much poking and prodding from the executive branch anyway. The president doesn't give a shit. They're too busy trying to get reelected every fucking 4 years and campaigning and making false promises. So they're very little of them is concerned with what the fucking Pentagon is up to or what any of the intelligence agencies are up to, and really they don't want to get their heads fucking blown off. So they stay mum. They're just in it most of the time for the narcissism. Very few of them are actually in it for the right reasons. But and for that reason, we go to Raw Time for a little
Manifesto and KMFDM.
No, don't forget Bjork.
We already played her.
Did we?
No, we didn't. Maybe Bjork too. Who knows?
Apparently, Philip's a real scumbag to Tiffy.
Sorry about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like a villain.
TV down, and that won't happen.
Philip, you son of a bitch.
He's a terrible producer. Or
God,
whoever.
yeah, turn the TV down.
Go on every
Fucking getting
weekend,
vertigo over here.
Every weekend.
Except for next weekend, because it's the 4th of July, as we know.
She needs to be chewing gum. I want to hear her smacking on some gum.
Then I just want to give one last shout out to my boy James and Mark Fuentes and Jimmy Lawrence.
Fuck yeah,
The
dude.
fuck?
Mark James and Jimmy.
This is how you did a Facebook status in 1995. 93.
Raw time.
Raw time.
Do you dress like that for attention or what? I just want to know.
Yes, it's all
You
about...
crave attention, don't you?
I just crave it.
Which is why she's on TV. And notice you have just fallen into her trap. You've paid her attention. How do you feel?
Wonderful. Raw time.
Raw time.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I was wondering if you could smile and roll your eyes for me.
Oh my god, she did
I
it?
love it.
Okay, cool.
Yes, Tiffy.
Raw time.
She's serving cunt.
You fucking hoe ass bitch. You
Jesus.
fucking bitch.
Fucking hoe ass bitch.
I love the black chicks that call in.
Yeah, I know. She hung up. Aren't you the one with the 150?
Could have been an Asian woman, John. You don't know.
Where did you misplace it? Because you're not showing that.
Phil, you bitch.
Hey, Phil, what's going on?
Nada.
I saw you on Capsize, and I taped that episode just because I don't know why, but I was watching it the other day.
You're kidding.
Oh, he's the one that uploaded
And I
this,
noticed that
probably.
you changed
Yeah.
Closed. You know how you changed this time on Raw Time?
No, this is actually the first segment. I'm going to go change in the next segment.
I think we're going to trade outfits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And is it...
I do really like her outfit,
Oh,
actually. I
Stefani,
like those, like, the sheer sleeves. I think I have some.
Yeah, it's like a
We're not
Elvira
really
vibe.
sure yet.
Is Christine working in the booth?
Yep.
We're just modern
Is
raw
it safe
time,
to
dude.
assume
Yeah,
that,
honestly.
y'all are
We need a
close
call.
to
We need people to call
scary-ass
in.
motherfucking bitches. You don't even give a... Look at you. I'm embarrassed to watch this show. I'm embarrassed.
All right, now let me ask you something.
Let me ask you something, you ugly bitch.
If you're this embarrassed to be watching this show, you must be even more embarrassed to be calling the show, and even more embarrassed than that to be taping the show.
This guy's way too confident for the way he looks. And for what he's bringing to the
Damn,
table.
they're like cussing on public access TV.
They
It's
could do whatever
crazy.
they wanted.
Really?
I guess.
Isn't this an FCC violation? You can't just be cussing on TV.
They wouldn't last a day in YouTube.
Maybe because it was like midnight to 3 a.m. or some shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like us.
You could do porn from midnight to 3 a.m.
No.
Practically.
And they say something stupid.
Well, we're thankful that you haven't done that.
Nah, I ain't gonna do nothing like that, man. So what's this show about?
This guy
And
kicks
looking
ass.
at Tiffy.
Huh?
And looking at Tiffy.
Looking at Tiffy?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, hold
She
on.
down
My
with
kid
it.
fuck- My kid fuck wanna say something.
Damn, he's code switching. Phil's code switching.
Yeah, he is. Did you just move his cap to the side?
Yeah.
This little scumbag.
Enjoying the show.
Right on. Right on. Yeah. What do you all
I got
up to?
lotion on my
Drinking,
shit. I'm
smoking?
stroking my shit.
I don't like these guys calling in.
Yeah, it's
giving
creepy.
me the ick.
Hey, yo.
Smoking, drinking.
Oh, shut up.
Really? That's hilarious. Raw time.
Say,
Raw time.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh boy, here we go.
Go
Oh,
for it.
God.
Why do you put on that stuff? You could look real good without all that makeup and piercing and all that.
Because I try to look bad. Raw time.
I love Tiffy.
She does look good.
Hello.
Hello.
Nobody asked you, Phil.
This is literally what
Excuse
I'm
me?
thinking.
John, turn that shit off. I can't post that. I can't post that. I can't do that.
You can post
It's
that.
fucking
We just
gross.
posted him fucking 10
It's
hours
one
of,
thing to say
of
it.
Tiffy going in. I got lotion on my dick.
No, come on. No.
All right, play it.
What's up, baby?
Hi. Okay.
What's up, baby?
I don't like these people. It's making me sad. Fucking justice for Tiffy.
Yeah. Tiffy's just getting sexually harassed for 2 hours.
I know.
And
Well,
they pass laws and stuff for that.
Well,
right?
let me ask you something. Have you noticed that oh, we have a special guest coming in.
Fucking say something, Phil.
Say something, Phil, you fucking empty void.
God,
the
you
people who
nothing.
shouldn't be having children keep having more children.
Exactly.
You know, you need a license to drive a car.
Very good point, Phil.
Oh my
You need a
God.
license to run any kind of business. Oh, I'm
Preach,
sorry, did you wanna
Phil.
have kids? Go right ahead.
You fucking cheese
way you-
ball.
Antinatalist Phil.
Exactly
Fuck you.
right. You guys keep it up.
You
I have no
a lot of
problem
these
with
children are
this,
making a real strong case
he's
for
just an
Northland.
idiot.
So, and for those of children out there who don't know what that is, that's something they put in a woman's arm to stop her from having fucking children like you. That's not
Very
everyone.
strong point, Phil.
Hey, we can go to video.
Hey, we're finally going to video. Yay.
Whoa, Dave got it to work. Yes.
Yeah, Phil is a scumbag.
Go to video. Let's see what they got.
What are we doing with this? Actually, the name.
Either, really. I mean, I think that you guys are doing a great job.
Thank
That's
you.
a compliment. But when they go into, you know, getting all debaucherous and sexual, that kind of tends to send chills up my spine.
I call in.
Okay, so one
I call
normal
in.
person.
I'd go, hey, Phil, stand up real quick. Give me a spin. I'd go, Phil, give me a spin with those jorts.
Breakthrough call from James. He's calling 472.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I had to.
Let's look at. Okay, what, bro?
Turn it on.
Oh no. Or do we do Austin Public Access prank call collection?
Politicians, and that's hit them in the pocketbook.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got a $370 million school bond election coming up this spring.
Yeah.
We've got the convention center. They want $70 million. I'd vote it all down just to send a message.
Yeah.
Because they're not listening to us.
Don't make me kick your ass.
Come on.
Oh no, he's like, this is his like
You're on the
campaign. Oh no.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh man, this hurts.
You're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to discuss the pine cone theory.
The what?
The pine cone theory.
Oh, God. I think I've heard you before. Go ahead.
Well, it's where
It's
I
making me
shove the pine cone up your ass.
This is so mean. Why does this have 116,000 views, bro? Holy shit. Alex Jones?
Came on cable access.
Oh my God.
Yeah, young
What
Alex.
your actual employment was.
I come on public access and hang out. I'm on 24 hours a day, they say.
Holy shit, this is how he started?
Well, I can
Was
assure
public
you, I don't
access?
make any money off public access. I can guarantee you that.
Well, you guys have a good one.
Hey, appreciate that call.
It's making
Hello,
a
caller,
pumpkin.
you're on the air.
This is so cool.
Yes, Alex, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Look at that
I was kinda
disembodied
curious,
head in a basket next to him.
If it's true that
It's Halloween.
police can have laser or infrared beams, if you want to call it, and they can project those into your house to basically.
Yeah, the Austin Police Department's, last time I heard, has 20 units with infrared. If you have enough of a heat source in your house, it'll pick up the heat source.
I
and
guess
show its
Austin
signature.
Public Access
It's called
TV was
FLAIR.
like the best public access TV
infrared.
ever.
Yeah, why is Austin the best?
And
This is when Austin
we
was
didn't
still
play all
weird.
Of the cut from the Lear's,
And cool.
From the Lear
Alex Jones
News
was
Hour, but it
jacked
says,
and
yes,
good
black
looking.
You look
helicopters,
like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Honestly.
are being used for surveillance of the public by sheriff's
Would.
departments and police departments around the country. So that's real, and I'm going to play that tomorrow night from 8:30 on past 10 on my Access Television show. That's actually my show proper, just as a entertainment show. And I'm going to have a tax expert on, so you'll see the
God,
Lear
he's
News
been at this
Hour short
forever.
cut for news.
Yeah, he's a professional
It'll show you
broadcaster.
Lear
He's a
News
man.
Hour
Kinda
saying,
forget that
here's
this
the black
shit-
helicopters. The military has sold them to the police departments all over the country. They've got thousands of them. They've got thousands of tanks and armored personnel carriers
I want to do
now.
this. I'm going to get a
And,
public access TV show.
John, your
In
public
LA.
access TV would fucking rock.
My public access TV
You would
was
actually
sick.
probably, you would have killed it, dude.
I think I'd be good at how do I do that?
How do you do that?
Public access
It's
TV.
called a podcast, retard. You're doing it.
No, I want to be on TV.
How do I do that? You get the aliens to send you back to 1993.
Public access TV, LA 36, baby.
What?
LA 36.
Manhattan. Yeah, you could do this shit. Look at this.
The Jet Set, Late Night with Johnny P, Sunday Mass.
The what?
All right, let's see. How do I get on LA 36?
Yeah, how do you do
We're
it?
in New Jersey, about 30 minutes from Manhattan, where the Lifers group have...
This is public access TV. It's just this. Yes, girl. You know, this is what cyberpunk is. I mean, that's essentially what this is.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a simpler time. We miss these times. You know, we miss public access. We miss the days when you know, you just saw random shit on the internet. There's no fucking censorship. It wasn't the internet. It was, you know, television. But anyone could have their own TV show locally. Like, and that's you would think YouTube would serve that purpose, and it does. We love YouTube very much. But there's just, you know, there's a nostalgia, and there's something comforting and nice about that. I think you know, justice for Tiffy. If we could find her and bring her on the show, that would fucking be awesome.
I saw a TikTok where somebody said they found her, but it wasn't her.
Oh, people are looking for her?
People are looking for Tiffy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Justice for Tiffy.
Justice for Tiffy.
All right, guys. Good night.
Good night, guys.
And good luck.